Hey guys, welcome to today's video where my son Austin and I are headed to the Emerald Coast to hook up with a longtime friend for some saltwater fishing action. Here we go. I gotta look at that. That is the best sandwich this swim. Here we go. Oh, pretty fish, man. I'm hooked up. Oh! Fish on! That's a toad, brother. Golly! All right, guys, so listen, we went to iCast and grinded. And when I say grinded, I mean we were up early in the morning editing the videos from the day before. We were doing planning meetings. My son Austin was running around shooting B-roll. It was actually his first iCast and his first full-time gig working for the family business. So we decided we're gonna take a little break after grinding at iCast, hook up with a longtime friend of mine, Brandon Barton, who runs Emerald Coast Kayak Fishing, for a little Pensacola Beach saltwater action. So the purpose of this trip was mostly to relax. The second purpose of the trip was to try out the Hobie Outbacks to see if it might be something that we add to our fleet for our North Alabama guide service, so that if we take veterans that have upper limb injuries that can't paddle, and we don't have the ability to put them in a motorized kayak, we have the ability to put them in a pedal kayak. So we wanted to try those boats out. Not only that, those boats are ideal for offshore fishing, and Brandon highly recommended that we try the Outback versus taking our own rigs, so that's what we did. After making it out through the surf, which is pretty easy in Pensacola Beach, and Brandon always does a good job of assisting clients to make sure everything's top notch, we started paddling out to one of his waypoints where he knew there were gonna be some hungry snapper. But first and foremost, Brandon told us, listen, man, we're not gonna pedal or paddle or motor from one spot to another without having a lure in the water, because you never know what you're gonna hook up with when you're fishing the Gulf Coast, especially near Pensacola. So we stopped right outside the breakers and caught some bait. Now, my son Austin was actually having a good time just catching the bait. Him and Brandon were hooting and hollering and laughing. We got enough bait in the box to head offshore. My son Austin runs a line back behind him, starts trolling out. I actually took a phone call, and then the next thing I know, I hear him hooting and hollering, and look over, and his rod is bent over, and drag is screaming, and I can see his white teeth flashing from 100 yards away, so I motored over to see what he had hooked. And by motor, I mean pedal, because I was the motor in the Outback for this adventure, but you guys get the point. Anyway, so we get over there, and Austin's boat up. Brandon's like right behind him, smiling like a proud papa. Literally, we got to see the fish early in the fight because Austin fought it back to the boat. But when it got to the boat and it saw the boat, it freaked out and started burning out drag again. So we knew we had a really good, respectable kingfish. In fact, Brandon even commented before Austin landed the fish that that's the biggest king he had seen hooked that season. So after about a 10, maybe 15-minute fight, we avoided the tax man, the man in the brown suit, or for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, we avoided donating it to the sharks. Austin landed this impressive kingfish. Now, people refer to these fish as smokers, and a lot of people think that they refer to them as smokers because you're gonna take them home and fillet them and put them on the smoker, which I highly recommend you don't do, because eating a kingfish that big is like soaking a sponge in blood and lard and then throwing a little hot sauce on it trying to eat it. They're called smokers because that's what they do to the drag if you don't have the right tackle. Brandon has the right tackle. Austin put the heat to this fish. The fish put some heat back, and then Austin ended up landing what was Brandon's biggest kingfish of the season. A 25, maybe 30-pound king, but man, I want to tell you this. That dude smiled for the rest of the trip. We caught some snapper. We caught some other, random species here and there. We saw dolphins. It was a great day out there, but I gotta be honest with you guys, the only thing that I wanted out of that trip is that my son Austin had a good time, that I rewarded him for working hard at iCast, and that he got a fish that he would always remember, and I promise you he'll never forget catching his first kingfish from a kayak. Man, I got my colloquialisms off today. The man in the brown suit is the cobia. The man in the gray suit is the tax man, and the shark is the tax man, so actually it's the man in the gray suit. But some of you guys have probably already commented on that by now, but I just wanted to let you know I do speak saltwater. All right, Austin, what are we doing?
Gonna go catch some snapper. That's what we're heading for, but we may run into a sailfish and some kings. First time for me, so I'm pretty excited.
All right, Brandon, so tell us what we're going to be doing today.
All right, we're launching off Pensacola Beach, and we're gonna get out here and catch some live bait, and then we're gonna try to do some trolling out to the snapper reef, possibly pick up king mackerel, mahi-mahi, possibly a sailfish.
Wait, did you say possibly a sailfish?
Possibly a sailfish. We hooked one last weekend out here, or 2 weeks ago. So they're out here, it's a chance for them. Then we're gonna get to the snapper reef and try to do some snapper fishing, get a limited snapper, and then pretty much troll back in.
Sweet.
It's gonna be a fun day.
What are your thoughts on the whole sailfish thing?
I'll lose my mind if we end up hooking into a sailfish. Yeah, for sure.
You don't have those in Tennessee or Alabama, right?
No, not even close. I'm surprised we have them here, this close. When I think of sailfish, I always think of way far out, so.
All right, guys, so Brandon said that we got out to the spot pretty dang quick. Austin had one taker that basically stole his bait. I think he might have bit the cigar minnow in half himself, but who knows. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna troll past the spot with the baits that we have already got, and then we're gonna circle back. But we got out here a little faster because one, it laid out, and two, you know, we're all obviously experienced kayak anglers, and Brandon's over there with the Torpedo motor on there, and so he's living in the lap of luxury. I gotta be honest with you guys, I did not realize how effortless this Outback pedaled, and I would actually paddle this kayak as well. And so one of my criteria for a pedal driven kayak has always been I really need to be able to also paddle it, and so I think I could, you know, I could paddle this thing. I bought a Hobie Pro Angler, used it, I liked it, don't get me wrong. What I didn't love is that it didn't fit a lot of my fishing applications, fishing in super shallow grass to where the drive is, you know, practically useless, and then having to push that big thing through it, and then, you know, dragging it up and down these vertical embankments, getting in and out of rivers just didn't fit my fishing style. But I can say this Outback is pretty sweet, and I think I will grab one of these and do a full review at some point. But was just at ICAST down in Florida and got a second look at the Lynx, got to jump in it on the on water. That thing is pretty sweet, but man, I'm really interested in seeing Hobie's evolution of the inflatable. That iTrek series is got to be a killer in the river. It'll allow you to pedal upstream to eddy out, and it's super lightweight. It's easy to get in and out of some of even the roughest launches. So yeah, Hobie makes some really cool stuff. Obviously the Pro Angler in the fishing category is their flagship boat. I tell people all the time it has a wow factor, a double wow factor. Once you get it on the water, the weight on the water is nothing. But when you grab that front handle and you try to drag it up a riverbank, you also go, wow. So it's kind of a, you know, kind of a double deal. But it is great for what it's great for, which is open water, fishing both saltwater and fresh. And there probably isn't a more comfortable, riggable, organized platform on the market, and I think Hobie does the form, fit, and finish better than anybody. And the things that they've incorporated into the design, like the easy installation of the transducer, the through hole wiring pass-throughs, the rod stagers, the tackle boxes, all the little things that they do, pretty much make them the Harley Davidson of kayak fishing. But then again, when I say they're the Harley Davidson of kayak fishing, you also realize that you pay more for their accessories, just like Harley, and you always have to work on them, just like a Harley. So anyway, here we go. All right, guys, Austin is hooked up. Brandon's gonna reconfigure. Yet another reason why hiring a guide is freaking awesome. You know why? You just get to show up and bow up. Yeah, let's get over here and see what Austin's got. He probably caught more bait with his bait, but we'll see. Get on it, son. Stop letting that rod straighten out. You're gonna lose it. Put the heat to it. What you got, homie?
Seen it yet? No. I caught a snapper throwing it over the reef. This pretty. Oh.
Hey. And we'll get the.
Be nice and easy now with them.
Oh shoot.
Got, you know, small smaller treble hook.
Yeah, it's a little snapper.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Imagine a big one, you know?
All right, so
It's still a good one. That would be a keeper.
Austin's got his first snapper. Let's get in close on the, look at that thing right there. All right, so Brandon has got Austin oriented over the top of the reef. Got some fish fired up on the graph. Threw a couple of pieces of chunk bait out there, and Austin is freelining down to the wreck. So hopefully he will be bowed up with a snapper here momentarily. Here we go.
Let him take it down.
Oh,
no!
damn it.
What happened? What if it just pulled the hook or if it broke something off?
It just pulled the bait.
Pulled the hook?
Yeah.
The hook good?
Yeah. Damn it, that was a good one.
In and out.
It does look like that.
Look at like twisted it.
Dude.
That was a good fish. If it's pulling drag on that reel.
Let me show that hook to the camera real fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it out too. So.
Guys, look at that. It actually twisted that hook and like bent it out. That must have been a donkey, son.
Yeah, I mean, he was pulling. If you're pulling drag on the drag.
Oh yeah, with it all the way cranked down.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That means you got a good.
He
fish
turned the
on it.
nose of the kayak like 20 degrees, baby. He had a lot of drag and a lot of man meat to pull around and not straighten the hook out, but that's pretty close to straighten out for a circle hook. You know, kind of fired up, boys and girls. That's a big old rod with a lot of drag and a heavy gauge hook that just got wrecked. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Don't jerk it. Remember,
Oh, I got it.
Stay still on. Well, that looks like a good one again.
Oh, shit. Huh? It's crazy.
Is that a mangrove? It's a mangrove. That's a keeper mangrove right there. Pull them in yours. Watch all the spines and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll Reef's position after he gets.
Yeah. All right, guys, look at that. That is the best sandwich that swims right there. Mangrove snapper.
Okay, now I see about the free line. They threw it all.
Yep.
I got my bait wrecked again.
That's 5 pounds. I can only imagine.
Remember this: when you hook one that starts screaming drag, you better get him up, or he's gonna go all the way back down.
Just right.
I'm telling you.
They caught a 31 pound at.
I've caught some a 34 incher out here, and you think you got a shark, and you just got to be ready and go get them up, because they will run all the way back down. All right, let's reposition. We're not far off though.
Here we go. Well, I thought I was going. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, shoot.
Good one. Woo. Better one right there, Chad.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's a good fish. So make a rookie out of you real fast. That thing pulled like a freight train, and at the deep sea rodeo, holy crap.
You want to just let this one go?
Yeah, this one. At the deep sea rodeo, there was like fish 5 times that big, 4 times that big, easy. And we were like, yeah, that's a snapper. Shoot.
Imagine pulling one up like that. It just makes it a lot harder to kayak.
In a kayak. Harder and fun, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. Fun.
Whatever you want. Challenging is the word. Man, I can only imagine hooking one of those things that's like 20 plus pounds. That would be insane from the kayak. That's like 4 or 5 times bigger than the ones we've caught. And they get exponentially stronger if the bigger they get, so. Ah.
What happened? You had another bite?
Yeah. I didn't set it. I just started reeling. He was on, and then it just pulled. Ugh. I got one.
Get him. Throw this whole bait on him.
Little guy. That little dude right there. Pretty fish, man. Pretty fish. I got one right here.
If you want to catch some bigger fish.
Look at that guy right there. All right, guys, so listen, before we go any further with today's video, I got to give a shout out to my buddy Brandon Barton for helping make this trip possible. So look, if you're looking for the ultimate saltwater experience and you want to experience it from a kayak, check out Emerald Coast Kayak Fishing. You'll know it's the right one when it says Brandon Barton underneath it. Check out his content and book him for a trip. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. All right, so I got another bait in the water. We are going to try to catch one more fish. And if we don't get on a donkey, we're gonna make a move. Oh, I'm hooked up. Oh! Oh!
Come off.
Yeah. Dang it.
It's a stud king, dude.
I'm gonna head over here and see what Austin's got. Just the tail itself sticking up out of the boat is, holy crap. Let's push up here a little bit closer. Golly, son.
Did he pull drag like?
Dude, I saw you boat up like crazy. Roll his back towards him. Good night.
That's a stud right there.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
There you go.
Oh, oh, dude.
There's some big, I think there's some big ones down there.
Bro.
I had the same thing just happen.
That was some power, son. It like it was under my armpit, lifted me up out the seat. Oh, he cut me off. Bruh. You over there boat flipping snapper so that dolphin don't get it? That dolphin was on its way. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Y'all let me know what you think about the saltwater content because I plan on doing a lot more of it, whether I film it or not, because most people don't realize this, but I got my start in kayak fishing in saltwater. I competed at a pretty high level in saltwater tournaments, won Angler of the Year a couple times, won some of the bigger tournaments in the sport, but bass fishing was always my passion. And my son, Austin, actually summed it up best. He said, you date the beach and you marry the lake. So we're gonna be doing a lot more dating and headed to the beach. The beach might become like our bass fishing mistress, for lack of a better way of putting it. I love the salty air. I love getting out on the ocean. I love targeting inshore fish. So y'all do me a favor and let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more content like this. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but more importantly, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video.